Over the past year, I've helped hundreds of home services businesses set up automations that save time, speed up follow-up, and generate more Google reviews without adding more admin work. In this video right now, I'm going to show you how to automatically send a Google review request every time a job is completed in Housecall Pro using Zapier. Here's the plan, guys. First, we will set up the completed job trigger from Housecall Pro in Zapier. Then we'll pull in the customer's contact information. And finally, we will send a Google review request automatically by text or email so your team never has to remember to do it manually again. Right before we dive into Zapier to do the exact build that y'all can follow along with, let's just take a quick overview of what we're going to be building. First step, guys, is going to be that Housecall Pro job completed trigger coming in from the Housecall Pro CRM. Inside of Zapier, we're going to capture that event and then trigger a text or email out to that customer. Let's get into how to build it. Step one will be, of course, catching that job completed trigger from Housecall Pro. So what we want to do is click step one and then type in Housecall Pro, and we will see the option here to go ahead and use that as our first step. Now, if you're watching this and saying, hey, Bryan, I've never connected Housecall Pro to Zapier, not a problem. I will link an article on how to do that in the video description. It's quite easy, guys. What you're going to do is come down here, or you'd open this up and hit connect new account if you haven't connected it yet. And then Zapier is going to open up this dialog here where you can put in the API key from Housecall Pro. Again, I will go ahead and put an article exactly how to do that. It should take just a couple minutes, if not less, to get that connected. All right. Once Housecall Pro is connected, next step is going to be choosing your trigger event. Unlike some other CRMs, Housecall Pro is pretty light on the options here for what you can trigger off of. So new job completed is really your only option for review requests, but it's actually a totally fine option. The only other one you may want would be invoice paid, but new job completed is totally fine. Okay. We'll then hit continue, and we are going to test the trigger to make sure that Housecall Pro is properly connected to Zapier. And it looks like we have some completed jobs here, which look really great. All right. So I'll go ahead and pick this first one here. It doesn't really matter which one I use. And now next step is going to be sending that review request. Two options here. Number one is definitely text. Text just gets read more. It's way higher response rate. I would always lead the way with text. You can also do email. So if you type in here, send email, there should be an option for you. Let's do email by Zapier. And what you can do is either send an email from the Zapier account, or even better, guys, if you have something like a Gmail account, you can connect your Gmail and send the email that way. So a lot of the principles I'm going to show you here on the tech side do apply to email, and we can cover some of those at the end. But let's start with text here. We're going to hit action number 2, and we're going to go to Twilio. Now, as I've said in other videos, there are a ton of ways to get a phone number through which you can do these type of automations in Zapier. If you just type in SMS, for example, here, there's going to be endless amount of options. Some are easier than others to get a number. Now, I use Twilio because that's what we use for our business. So we have an account set up there with phone numbers, but a lot of these options, guys, are really good for getting a phone number, and pretty much all of them will give you the option to trigger texts. That being said, let's go with Twilio in this case. Great. So now we have step 1, new job completed. Step 2, Twilio. What is the action event we want to do here? Well, it makes kind of sense that we want to send a text, right? Depending where you are, maybe more people use WhatsApp, but for most people, send SMS is going to be the right option. Once we choose send SMS as the action event, we will once we choose SMS as the action event, we will hit continue. And now we need to set up the fields here for sending. So number 1, the from number. That is going to be the number that you have configured inside your Twilio account or wherever you're sending the text messages from. Again, separate video on getting a phone number, which I'm happy to dive into. Just let me know if you need help. Now, the 2 number is where we're going to go and pull that information from previous step, which is Housecall Pro job completed. So 2 ways to access that, y'all. You can hit the / or you can hit the plus button here and then scroll through. And what are we looking for? We're looking for the customer mobile number, which makes sense. Okay. And now we have the message text. I have some templates here that I'm going to paste in, and you can feel free to copy. I will put them in the description below as well. Cool. So I went ahead and pasted that in, and now we can take customer name. We can format this out, again, pulling in information, customer first name. This is Bryan's HVAC. Thanks again for trusting us with your recent service. If we earned it, would you mind taking 30 seconds to leave us a review? Okay. And now we need to put the link to the Google review page. So where do we get that? Let me go ahead and switch over to Google here. The quickest way to get the link to share with your customers to get reviews is funny enough to go to Google and type in your business name. Now you do need to make sure you're logged into the Google account that the Google business profile is tied to. So if I had a Google business profile tied to email 1 and I'm logged into email 2, this wouldn't show up. But as long as you're logged into that right Google account and you type your business name, you're going to get this nice little portal here they show you, which is information about your Google business profile. I'm just using the one for LeadTruffle, my software business here, as an example. When you type that in, there's going to be a big button right here, guys, that says ask for reviews. If you click that, boom, it's going to give you that exact link there. There is a QR code, maybe a little more relevant for email, for example, but for the sake of this text message, we want this link here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that link and paste it here. Boom. All right. So now let's look back at this. Hi, customer name. This is Bryan's HVAC, the business name. Thanks again for trusting us with your recent service. If we earned it, would you mind taking 30 seconds to leave us a review? Down here, you do want to check send large messages, which will make sure that this doesn't get cut off and will come through cleanly. So let's go ahead and test this live so y'all can see how it works. I'm going to put in my phone number here so you can see how that works, and we'll send the text and see what your customers will see. All right, guys, I got my personal phone number here in the 2 number, just swapping out the actual customer's number so we can see what the recipient message will look like. We'll go ahead and hit continue, and we will go ahead and test step. Okay, that looks good. Boom, everything was sent. Now let's see if we got our text here. Boom. Hi, this is Bryan's HVAC. Thanks again for trusting us with your recent service. If we earned it, looks great. If I click that link, guess what, guys? Boom, right to the review request portal. It is that simple. All right. It is that simple to start automating your review requests. All right. Couple other pieces here that I'll end with, some edge cases. Number 1, some people may want to put a delay in here. So what you can use in Zapier is a delay step. So what you do is type in delay, and then you'll choose event, delay for a certain amount of time. And then you could say delay for value 1 hour, for example. Now you don't have to do that. Some people want to, give it a little time, wait, a couple hours, maybe even next day to send that review request. Totally up to you. That is an option you have there. The other option, guys, is instead of sending a text, or potentially in addition to sending a text, you can send an email, and that same principle does apply. So the way you do that is, let's go ahead and change this step out to something like a Gmail step. They probably have Outlook as well. Yeah. So depending on what you use, we can go Gmail, go ahead and choose event. We're going to go ahead and hit send email. And then you want to choose which email to send it from. In this case, I will send it from my business email. And then here, same principles, guys. I want to go ahead and get that email, customer email. I want to go ahead and choose the from email address, which is going to be my business email that I've previously connected to Zapier. From name, I'll do Bryan HVAC. Reply to, same thing, business email. And then here's where you can write out your copy. Do you mind leaving a quick review? And you know what, guys, we can copy this, make it very similar. Hi, customer first name. This is Bryan's HVAC. Boom, boom, boom. And this is where you can get a little more creative, maybe add in that QR code if you want, or some pictures, and go ahead and do that. Now, again, my recommendation is to lead the way with SMS. That is where you're going to get the highest reviews and the highest response rate. However, adding an email is not a bad idea at all. And that's it, guys. Now, every time a job is completed, your customer can automatically get a Google review request without your team having to remember to send it manually. It's a simple automation, but over time, this can mean a lot more reviews and a lot less manual follow-up. I am Bryan Shankman. I run LeadTruffle, where we help home service businesses respond faster, follow up automatically, and book more jobs. But on this channel, I am breaking down practical automations you can build yourself. If you want more videos like this, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.